Carrie joins us up next in Mobile, Alabama. Carrie, welcome to the show.
Hey, good afternoon. I just wanted your input as far as if you were in my situation, what you would do. I'm a single parent. I'm in the middle of bankruptcy, and my car isn't working, so my car's down. And I was just served papers for eviction. I'm not currently working. Give me a moment.
It's okay. Take your time, Carrie.
I knew she would turn on the waterworks. You know how many other women are crying, facing the same financial issues right now, but you wouldn't even know about the high rate of evictions and repossessions because these boss chicks and independent women on IG are telling a different story. We're definitely going to get into this call, but first, take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell for all updates. Won't waste any time, let's go ahead and jump into it.
You're under it right now.
So women start crying. That just does not bother me. What does bother me is tears of happiness. But when women start telling these stories and they start crying, I automatically go to just going with that. Because whatever situation it is, you've made decisions to get yourself in that situation. So crying, what good is that gonna do? Cry. Please cry. Maybe it'll help you learn something.
I had really prayed about calling.
I really prayed.
didn't think I would get through.
Well, you were supposed to
But
get
this is
through.
a note on the enemy because I'm going to come on top.
Come on.
I'm going to get through this.
Yeah, you are.
I'm 51. I have 2 children, and it's a really long story, but their father is not involved.
How old are the kids?
My youngest 2 are 11, and he's on the spectrum, and then I have a 7-year-old daughter.
Okay.
51 years old in Mobile, Alabama, 2 kids, one 11-year-old son, a 7-year-old daughter. My question is, why did she wait until 40 years old to become a baby mama? I don't feel sorry for her. She's not 21, she's 51. That means she had the boy at 40 and the girl at 44.
Pink Book, she's like, why she wait to 40 years old to become a baby mama? Valid question, though. Valid question. Now you want to come out here and act like you got it all hard and all of this. First of all, she said the kid was on the spectrum. What is the spectrum? Is that some type of behavior deficiencies or issue? I don't know what that is, but let's continue.
Definitely old enough to know better not to even be in this situation.
Are you
So I just need
able to
direction,
work?
I have some issues physically, but I have in the past. But I'm home now because I had to retain an attorney for my son for an IEP, and I don't have to pay for that. Like it's free.
Right.
To children with IEPs. So I'm in the process of that.
But if I were to call you and an hour from now and say, hey, I got a job for you, are you able to go do the job? Assuming that it doesn't have all the physical limitations, but could you work?
My car isn't working. Like, it's been down since before Christmas.
I get that.
I had the battery.
Here we go with all this Bama baby mama babble. You have all these financial issues. She's not working. They're asking her, why isn't she working? First, she blamed it on having physical issues, but as soon as he said, what if I can get you a job in an hour, can you work? Then here's the next excuse, it's the car. Well, ma'am, there should be a job you can get to with public transportation, or you can work at home. There are plenty of entry-level, non-skilled work-at-home jobs available. Then she's talking about her son's IP, referring to an individual plan in special education. I already see what she's doing, but let's keep listening.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're going to keep listening, but just coming up with all these excuses. If you would have made the decision to stay with the baby's father slash, I don't know if it's more than one. What's so wrong with that? I'm just to the point that a lot of women today, if there's not some type of drama in one way or another going on in their life, then it's just not right. Well, a man, on the other hand, such as myself, the more level, the more even kill, and some people don't even like to say this, the more boring it is, the better. The more mundane it is for men, it's better. That way, we can plan things out. Our head is clear. We don't have to worry about this thing and that thing and this thing and that thing. When these things happen, we take care of them one at a time. You can't, we're not trying to take care of 10 things at once. As a human, you can't multitask. It's impossible. You think you can multitask. Well, how about this? This issue is this. Let's take care of this. That's out of the way. What's next? Let's take care of this. This out of the way. But you got all these things, and women just like drama and caught up in their emotions and all. That's chaotic. There's no way to live. That's the antithesis of what a man wants to do. We don't want none of that shit. None of it. We want it to be, it's not gonna be easy, but whatever we can do to make it simple, and we're going to handle it because we have no option but to handle it. But I am not gonna sit here and cry and whine and do the shit. Gotta be handled. We're going to handle it. Crying and being upset and doing all this type of stuff, that doesn't help the situation. It worsens the situation. Just handle it. It just gotta be handled. I don't know what other way to say it.
I get it, but can you work? Or do you have child? Like, who would watch the kids? That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, we got to figure.
Childcare.
You don't. So
It's just me. Correct.
So you couldn't work out of the house, theoretically, right?
Correct.
You have no friends and family that could watch the kids?
No, I do not.
Okay. So the only work that you could do, because we've got to get some income in here, right, is when you're working remotely, right?
Correct.
Okay. Because then you don't have to have transportation. So, because we got to get some income in here because you're getting evicted. You got a lot coming your way.
Yeah. Have you looked into, do you have a bankruptcy trustee that you're working with?
I called him today, and he recommended filing Chapter 13 because I have a payment each month. And the only reason I went that way was to keep my vehicle. But he suggested filing Chapter 13 and getting rid of that $100,000 debt and just
What's the
outright
$100,000 debt?
vehicle. Medical bills. That's why I filed bankruptcy, because I was so overwhelmed with the payments and I just couldn't do it.
Now, when you say you're in the middle of bankruptcy, how far are you in the process?
I've already appeared in court.
Okay.
And I missed like 2 payments, and the judge said that he wanted to see like consistency as far as the payments before it got like totally signed off.
Was this
by
while
the
you had
judge.
no income?
Yes. I mean, I get SSI. My son gets SSI, so I do have.
Is that even
little
enough to
income.
cover your rent?
I live in subsidized housing. It's based off my income.
Okay, so how much is your rent?
Currently, it's $93.
$93 rent. I wish, I might, actually, no. I don't want $93 rent. $93 rent. We gonna stick to this. Because I was gonna go to the route to where $93 rent, subsidized housing. She has a children. So she might live in a decent place, because from what I understand is that it would require at least, 2 to 3 bedrooms to get subsidized housing and this, that, and the other. Gonna go the route to where I wish I had $93 rent. No. I don't. Because if you had $93 rent, you live in a place where rent is probably around $93. But the point is, you can't afford $93 rent. Of course, this is a phone call. We can't see any faces. We can't see any hair. We can't see nails. We can't see any of that. We can't see any of the surroundings. But I bet you her nails are done. I bet you her hair is not all over the place, which she has a job, and she's not going to go to the job looking all umphy and oompa loompa and, things of that nature. She got to keep herself up to a certain point if she has a job. But I'm still caught up in $93 rent. We will continue.
Wait a damn minute. Wait a damn.
Now, see, I can't. This lady is already on Section 8 or a part of some sort of subsidized housing. Her rent is only $93 per month. It's very possible that she's in a 3-bedroom apartment because she has a son and a daughter, which qualifies her for a 3-bedroom.
Exactly.
In her area, if she wasn't getting a handout, she would easily have to pay $1,300 to about $1,800 for the same rental.
Exactly.
And she's only paying $93? Let that sink in. $93. How many of you would love to only have to pay $93 for rent? This is exactly why she decided to become a baby mama at 40 and 44 years old. She wanted to use these kids for a check and benefits. I'm sorry, she should be ashamed of herself. How do you get evicted from a $93 apartment?
Okay.
But you're getting
That is crazy. Of course, when they do subsidize housing, they put all these conditions on it. They have to have this and make this much money and blah, blah, blah. No man has to be. There's all type of conditions put on this. But if you're getting evicted solely because you can't pay, choose not to pay, $93? First of all, you are on subsidized housing in the first place. Maybe that's number one. That's number one. Why you got to get on subsidized housing in the first place? You can't work and make enough money to pay rent to wherever you need to live, this, that, and the other. Get with these men that you chose to procreate with, and they have to do their share. Those are those men's children. Hello, I'm not saying put them on child support or nothing else like that. How about cooperating with those men that you chose to be with? It was a choice for you to be with them. So get with those men, one of them, if it's more than one, get with one of them and look, and just make a deal. Here's what it is. I know you fucked up. I'm fucked up. Let's do this. Because we don't need to have these people down our back over $93 a month. Let's get this thing done because it's not about us. Once you have children, It's not about you. It's not about you. Can I say that again? It's not about you, but it really is about you, because your mindset and your frame has to be some type of way that's settled, and it has to be structured to where you can be some type of stable force for these children. So when I say when you have children, it's not about you, but yeah, it really is about you. You got to be straight in your frame, in your mindset.
Being evicted from that housing?
Correct. From being behind
And why is
December
that?
and this month
Just from being behind the $93 payment?
and last month. Yes. That's what the papers say.
So are you going
And
to be
I've been
able
in
to get
contact
other
with-
subsidized housing now?
I've been in contact with them, and they stated in the papers that they notified me to pay the rent before the 5th, and they did not. I mean, I knew the rent was due by the 5th, and I understand that. And I've always paid my bills or I've made arrangements.
Nah, what kind of arrangements do you need to make in order to pay $93? Like, lady, quit playing games. You should have paid those people their money. What was more important than you paying your rent on time to at least keep a roof over your kids' heads? And please tell me, how are you managing that SSI check? We all know they're definitely paying her well over $93 to be able to afford the rent.
So, I
So
mean, it was
could
either,
you fix this by saying, all right, I'm going to come up with the $93 for last month and the $93 for this month and get you back current? Or are they just saying,
Have you tried to
tough?
negotiate with them?
I have.
And what'd
I
they
have.
say?
I've been up there and I've called them, and he referred me to the courthouse.
Okay. I would work with your bankruptcy trustee to figure out what your options are, what the laws are. I don't want anyone bullying you around with this. But your A1 right now is food, utilities, shelter, and transportation.
And I don't think anybody is bullying her either. She is not a victim here. She's a poor decision maker. When you make poor decisions, you have to face the consequences. Right now, she's just facing the consequences. And I really don't believe this about her only being a month behind either.
That's it. That's all I want Carrie
No.
focused on, and making sure those kids have food on the table.
And Pink Book Lesson, she was right about this. They're not going to evict you to put out an actual eviction, because an eviction to whatever rental company or landlord, whatever it is, that costs them money to do an eviction. So they're going to exhaust every possibility before they get to the eviction process, because the actual eviction costs them money. The court charges them to do an actual eviction. So therefore, they're not going to evict you for 1 month. They understand. They're humans. They understand life happens. Things happen. Okay, now you're behind. You're $93 behind. Who can't pay $93 is what? It's unfortunate that $93 today is like nothing. It's nothing. You're $93 behind. You'll be able to pay that. So you get behind 2 months. What is that? 186? 186. 2 months. $186. Depend on where you work, how you drive. You put more gas in your car than that. So, yeah, what Pink Book Lessons was saying, she's probably 6 months behind at this point. Now, once you get 6 months behind on any rent, even if it's $93, okay, now we have a problem. And with the laws and everything like that, as far as squatters and evicting people and things like this, which I think the squatter laws are ridiculous, but actually evicting people, you got to get to the very end of giving grace to people, in my opinion, because you never know, regardless of their decisions. You just can't, you have kids involved, but at the end of the day, we do live in a capitalist society. And if you're a property owner and you're renting these houses out, the object is to make money. And at some point, you gotta go. That's it. You gotta go. And then I'm gonna put somebody else in there to where I can make money. It sucks, but that's the world we choose to live in. If you don't want to live in a capitalist society, you can move to somewhere like Cuba. Go ahead and move to Cuba, where it's a bunch of socialism and they want everything to be equal. They want no one to have no more than anybody else. Everybody has equal this, that, and the other. Years past, I thought that would sound good, but no, that don't sound good at all. Because I think if you're exceptional and you work hard and you do things to get yourself to a point, you deserve whatever comes with that. I don't think that if you live in one of these socialist societies to where you work hard, you do this and blah, 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 you're just on par with everybody else. No. That's not the way it is.
Table and a roof over their heads.
This is so pathetic, by the way. The government already provided her with the resources to keep a roof over their heads and food in the refrigerator. This woman is on housing, and you know she's already getting food stamps too, plus SSI. She's the one that's mismanaging the resources.
Oh, and she getting, on top of all that, she's just getting cash along with the food stamps. She's getting some cash, so not forget that.
And whatever you have to do that, even if it's a work from home job or you borrow a car, are you part of a local church community in Mobile?
I am not.
Okay, I used to live there. There are so many great churches there. You got to get plugged in with a church. Let them know your situation. Do you have any family or friends that would be able to help to cover your bills for a month?
That would help me financially? No.
Where's her man? Where's the baby daddy? Oh yeah, she probably said she didn't need him. But now you're gonna tell her to go to beg church people or family members? She said she didn't have family or friends to babysit for her. So why do you think she'll have somebody to give her money? The most she could probably find is shelter until she's able to find another apartment. But nobody's gonna just sit up here and pay her bills, especially not friends.
I'm on my own.
Okay.
Right.
Well, you've got to have community here.
Yeah.
You can't do this alone right now. And your next step is to get that income up.
He said you have to have community here. You can't do this alone. The men that you chose to have babies with, none of this will be an issue, because if she has a man of any substance, just a little bit of substance, calm down, baby. We'll figure this out. Okay, the bill's late. I'll call them. I'll make arrangements. We'll figure it out. But what's not gonna happen is not gonna get cut off. Oh, no. That's just not an option. We'll sell something if that has to be the case. We gonna sell whatever. I'll go and work 20 hours at this place doing whatever, but no. With kids, if it's me and you, even if it's me and you, nah, it's not gonna get cut off. No one's getting evicted. That's just not, no. It's just not gonna happen.
Ken said, because we don't need a lot to survive right now, and we're just in survival mode. But that's what we need to focus on, is where are we going to live next? Can we make sure we're not evicted? Can we negotiate with them? Can we scrape by $200? Can we get in touch with a local church community or a ministry out there that can help me right now?
Well, it's not can we, it's we will. Carrie, can I just speak to your mama heart right now?
Yes.
I don't know a stronger human being on the planet than a single mom. I just don't. You're a warrior. You're a mama bear. Would you let anybody harm those kiddos?
Absolutely not. No.
Then I want you to harness that, and I know you have been through unbelievable storms. but you better summon your mama bear right now. And if somebody came to harm those babies, you would die protecting them. And right now, what is harming those babies and harming you is your financial instability. You can work. You must work. You go back to that deadbeat government employee and say, I'm going to come up with $186. You find a way. You fight. You go get a remote job. You fight. You go to a church and say, I'll come to church every Sunday morning with these kids. I need a battery in my car. You fight for those kids. You fight for you. Now.
All right, Joel Osteen Jr., like straight up simping for this lady, talking about the government employee over her.
Right, recommending her to go to church and do all of this. Okay, there's nothing negative that's gonna come from going to church unless you're just mindless and you just give the church your money and these type of things. But why he keep telling her to go to church? No, she gotta get up off her hind parts and she has to go do something. $93, $186 for 2 months, whatever the case may be. That's what has to be done. What are you talking about here, bruh, on the phone? You gotta get up and go find a way to make the money. That's going to church. It don't really have nothing to do with any of this.
Housing is a deadbeat. No, the woman who couldn't pay $93 for her rent with a SSI check is a deadbeat. How is everyone else a negative person here? The bully, the deadbeat, all that. But she's a strong mama bear. See, these are the lies that put this woman in this position. Nobody told her the truth. Everybody told her she could do whatever she wanted to do. She can have 2 kids of her own, do it all. Yeah, do it all with taxpayers' money, getting all this assistance, but still managed to fumble that. If a man called that show, they wouldn't be making excuses for him. They're treating a 51-year-old woman like she's a baby. They would tell a man, I don't care what you have to do, make it happen. We're talking about $93. She could work a day at McDonald's and make that. She could sell blood, and that's just bare minimum. There are so many opportunities that she could take advantage of to supplement what she's already getting from the government. But you know why she won't do it? It's because she's lazy.
Lazy.
I don't get it. How can you be independent and lazy at the same time? Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Let me know what you think about the situation.
So yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video. It's like people see these type of things. You know, she's a single mom. That's the choice she made, to be a single mom. And why would one say that's a choice she made? Because you can talk to someone in the first 1, 2, 3 conversations, you know what this person is about. I don't care, they can be a chameleon or anything like that. If you're doing things with intention, whatever your intentions are, to be a girlfriend, long-term girlfriend, wife, whatever, you know what these people are about. And then once all the things happen, you have children by these people, and you're in your 50s at this point, and you haven't figured it out, that's just, you are where you are. You are where you are. It's gonna be time to let your ego go. No matter how trash your baby daddies are, you need to go get back with them and live that life. Whatever that life is, go get back with them, because those are the ones that you love, especially the first one. You had a baby by that first man, that's the man you love. Go get back with him. Make this thing work. This, that, and the other. And then I've seen this before, women say, but what if I'm not happy? Is your ass happy with not being able to pay $93 in rent and get evicted of $93 in rent, and you're fucking concerned about your happiness? Long as he's not hitting you, he's not giving you diseases, he don't have any other babies walking around here that you don't know about, go get back with him and y'all just piece this shit together and make this shit work. And you cannot tell me, based on anything else, having another income, would that help? Another income, $10 a month, $100 a month, $500 a month. Would another income help? So that's going to be the end of this video. So if you're on Facebook, just like this video. Some of the same videos go up on YouTube. So you're missing info 5000. Peace.